Embark on an epic journey through time and space where the line between madness and divinity is as thin as a whisper. This tale of a reluctant champion adeptly carries the balance between ancient gods and mortal realms, perfect to accompany you as you go about your day, whether you're driving, working, or simply seeking a captivating escape. Let the woven tapestry of destiny and cosmic revelations guide your imagination. Join us as we venture into a world of fantastical medieval realms where every step shapes the fate of galaxies and every choice determines the echoes in eternity. Revelations in the Veil of Madness. The balance of worlds unveiled, whispers of the forgotten deity. I had always been drawn to the ancient tales of gods and heroes, as if the very essence of the words called to some hidden part of me. It was in one such ruin lost to time where my journey truly began. The village elders often spoke in hushed tones about the temple ruins that lay just beyond the northern forest, where the stones seemed to shimmer under the moonlight. Superstition ran swift through the village veins, and few dared to venture near, but my curiosity knew no bounds. I remember the air being thick with anticipation and mischief as I crossed the threshold of the entrance. The stone guardians, tall and intimidating, stood watch like silent specters of a bygone era. With each careful step deeper into the temple shadows, I felt time itself unravel around me. Murals adorned the walls depicting scenes of grandeur and glory, gods weaving destinies and men humbling before their might, a silent tribute to their forgotten tales. As I reached the inner sanctum, my gaze fell upon a peculiar stone altar. It was there that whispers came to life, echoing a symphony of chaos and madness sweeping through the stillness. Those whispers spoke a language long lost to civilization, but the meaning carved itself into my mind as though it had always been there, waiting for me to awaken it. Kneeling before the altar, I traced the strange symbol etched into its surface, my fingers trembling as if moving of their own volition. And then it happened. The world around me shuddered as if waking from a great slumber. Colors swirled and sounds blended into a euphoric cacophony as the whispers grew louder, more insistent. In that moment, I realized I had become the vessel for a force unlike any other. The whispers were his voice, the mad god forgotten by time now sowing seeds of his rebirth through my very being. Conflicted and afraid, I stumbled back from the altar with a chilling realization etched into my core. My place in this world had irrevocably changed forever, tied to the fate of a god whose purpose had been stolen by madness and time. As I emerged from the temple, the first light of dawn kissed the horizon with tender warmth. The shadows receded behind me, their whispers lingering in my mind. A secret pact had been forged between mortal and divine, the weight of destiny resting heavy upon my shoulders. How would I reconcile this newfound connection to the mad god? What path lay before me, ensnaring not just my own fate, but that of an entire world reshaped by whispers of the forgotten deity? The answers were as elusive as the figure shrouded in the dancing shadows of my dreams, where madness and divinity entwined. The quest for the divine relic. The days that followed my encounter in the ruined temple felt like waking from a peculiar half-dream where reality and madness intertwined. The village elders watched me closely, their wise eyes catching the subtle changes as though the air around me had altered. Yet none dared to speak of it. Only I knew of the whispers that coursed through my veins, unceasing, relentless, urging me towards something beyond comprehension. I set out on a journey, driven by an inexplicable force and the need to know more about the mad god whose essence I now bore. It was clear from the whispers that I was not the only one seeking this knowledge. A divine relic had been scattered across the lands, and its pieces could amplify or shackle the power within me. Through bustling towns and desolate landscapes, my search carried me, with tales of the relic swirling like a storm. Stories of warriors and sorcerers who had once wielded such power, briefly transcending mortal bounds, caught my attention. The relic pieces were said to be imbued with the essence of the deities themselves, threads of divine creation woven into the fabric of our world. In the shadowed corners of taverns and ancient libraries, I learned of one such piece hidden within the labyrinthine tunnels deep beneath the Ebon peaks. A friend met along the way, an enigmatic scholar with mismatched eyes, eager for adventure, decided to join my quest. Together we made our way to those perilous heights, guided by the map of fated lore he had clutched carefully in his hands. The climb was arduous and unyielding, a test of endurance and mettle, with each step carrying us further from the world below. As we descended into the earth's embrace, the oppressive darkness closed around us like a living entity, its chill seeping into our bones. The whispers surged within me, vibrating with energy, as if recognizing we had crossed a critical threshold. In the very heart of that forgotten labyrinth, we found the relic glistening as though carved from stardust itself. It pulsed with an ethereal brilliance, and in its presence, visions of creation and chaos unfurled before my mind's eye. The mad god's power beckoned a siren's call in a language unintelligible yet understood innately. Yet the relic was not unguarded. From the shadows emerged a creature born of stone and malice, its eyes glowing with ancient spirits bound to eternal duty. Time stilled, and in that moment of confrontation I felt the whispers surge, a guiding force unharnessed. Our struggle was fierce and frantic, the air ringing with clashes of steel and stone. With a final flourish, weaving divine instincts with mortal skill, I struck true, shattering the beast's ancient enchantment. As it crumbled to the earth, defeated, the relic hovered between us, radiating warmth and promise. Securing it within my grasp, a strange harmony settled over the chaos within. It was as if I had found a piece of myself long forgotten, lost across eons, now returning with the gentle hum of forgotten melodies. With each step out of that labyrinth, light crept back into our world, yet the darkness of untold secrets lingered still. The quest for the divine relics had only begun, an odyssey where destiny and madness wove an intricate tapestry. What did it mean to be the harbinger of a god's will, troubled by half-remembered dreams and ancient chaos? The answers, ever elusive, unfolded like a map across the horizon, igniting a path not only for survival, but a chance to redefine the very cosmos, as whispers guided my soul, caught between the quiet of mortal fears and the roar of a mad god's desires. Shadows of the mad god's wrath. Leaving the Iban peaks behind us, my companion and I ventured into lands marked by desolation, where winds carried echoes of sorrow and ruin. The air was thick with foreboding, an oppressive shroud foretelling of trials yet to come, as the relic pulsed against my chest like the heartbeat of an ancient star. With each step, the whispers inside my mind grew stronger, their insistent cadence whispering of worlds beyond our own reality. News of our quest had spread far and wide, and with it so too did rumors of the mad god reborn through mortal soul and divine relics. Whispers found willing ears among those eager to grasp the power held within my grasp, seeking either its destruction or their own ascension. We pushed relentlessly across the rugged landscape, where shadows danced in menacing patterns, concealing foes who lay in wait. One such adversary emerged from the depths of night like a specter shrouded in midnight, wraith-like, and driven by a savage ambition. His name was Elric, a zealot, draped in robes woven with symbols of fallen constellations, wielding arcane arts, twisted by the maddened whispers that called to him. His followers thronged in his wake, hungry for the chaos promised, a new order birthed from the dust of man's fall. Our confrontation was inevitable, a dance orchestrated by fate in the heart of a ruined city, frozen in eternal twilight. Elric's voice was a confluence of storm and nightmare, echoing the beckoning of madness across the ruins, as he declared himself champion of a darkened god's will. The battles that followed tested my resolve in ways beyond measure, as Elric unleashed nightmares and sorcery born of divine remnants, twisted beyond recognition. Stone collapsed beneath our feet with a thunderous roar, and shadows entwined like serpents seeking to drag us into oblivion. Yet within the disarray, a truth revealed itself. It was not just a fight for survival or dominance over divine relics, but a clash between the very essence of choices driven by ambition, fear, and hope. The whispers within provided clarity, a direction through chaos, balancing on the edge of destruction and creation alike. Every incantation cast by Elric was a reminder of what could become should the mad god's power be unleashed untamed. My own resolve fed into the whisper's rhythm, weaving light through the storm of shadows. With every surge of energy, the relic resonated with my soul, a harbinger of cosmic recognition, binding together a future sculpted by the willing hand. Finally, the inevitable moment arrived. It was not brute strength or cunning that won, but the will to embrace what the whispers had become an understanding of balance that guided my hand. With the relic at its height of power, I weaved light and shadow not as opposing forces but complementary threads. Elric's assaults faltered, unraveling into starlight and ash as balance restored what chaos had tried to claim. Amidst the fallen city's silent witness, the aura of divine judgment dissipated, leaving an echo of potential yet unexplored. As dawn's fingers reached across the heavens, illuminating the path we must continue, I felt the whispers recede, their lament replaced by the quiet resolve of destiny not yet written. Our journey demanded much of us, yet the aftermath revealed its own rewards, newfound strength in alliance with realms unknown. This chapter closed, bathed in the dawn of understanding, a revelation that power need not be madness, but a harmonious symphony orchestrated by mortal hands. Yet with each breath, the shadows of the mad god's wrath still lingered as new whispers wove their tale across the tapestry of fate's design. Architect of Chaos. The journey that unfolded after our skirmish with Elric seemed adorned with both tranquility and ominous prelude. Each step held a paradox of serenity, as if the world itself had paused to draw a breath before the storm. My companion and I traversed lush meadows and silent woodlands, seeking the next piece of the divine puzzle scattered across the realm. As towns rose and fell behind us, their stories echoing across fields untouched by chaos, my mind was a constant whirl of thoughts. The whispers quieter now hummed with expectant energy, calling me toward a destiny I scarcely understood. Each sense of peace was overshadowed by the knowledge that only time hung between the quietude and resurgence of a god reborn. We journeyed to a city known for its intricate labyrinthine streets, a marvel of engineering that tangled with the landscape, a city old as history itself. It was here we were to meet an ancient order of scholars said to hold understanding of the god's ascent and the cosmic dance between madness and reality. This society, bound insular and elusive, wielded knowledge like a shield against ignorance. Upon arrival, the whispers intensified, guiding me through the city's maze with uncanny precision, drawing us to a hidden enclave deep within. The scholars were gathered awaiting us, a council of elders cloaked in robes, woven with stardust, their eyes reflecting wisdom undimmed by time. At their center stood a woman radiant as moonlight and ageless, even as weariness shadowed her features. She was known as Alaris, an architect of legends revered across ages. Her voice was like a melody, unsung, welcoming, and rich with knowledge accrued through centuries. We spoke of the relics of gods and men bound by choices made at the dawn of creation. Alaris's eyes were fathomless pools of understanding, carrying the weight of secrets and foretellings as she recounted the origins of the mad god's descent into chaos. Her revelations revealed a paradigm where gods were not distant entities, arrogant and unattainable, but beings intricately tied to the will of the world itself. Madness had consumed him not through mere intention, but out of imbalance, a world tipped too far into the realm of mortals, driven by ambition, untethered. As the council deliberated, I felt their words resonate with the whispers, a soft affirmation of truths yet unknown. Alaris spoke of the architect of chaos, a being neither malevolent nor benevolent, but a harbinger of balance, once overlooked, long forgotten. At the heart of the discourse, an offer emerged. The scholars, through rituals of arcane intricacy, could create a tether bridging god and mortal, a bond that might grant me mastery and insight into divine madness, should I prove worthy. The risk was immense, yet the whispers gently urged, compelling me toward this symbiosis, promising illumination at the cost of enduring the untamed storm. With the council and the enchanted city as witness, I accepted the embrace of this new destiny. Guided by Alaris and the scholars, the ritual unfolded in a dance of light and thought, claiming me as its vessel of harmony or ruin. As the ethereal energies surged through my veins, I saw glimpses of 1,000 worlds spiraling across time, where shadows held entire realms bound yet balanced among the stars. The mad god's essence was there intertwined, a force both malleable and insistent, a part of the greater astral rhythm. I understood then the legacy that we carried, not merely as mortals, but as custodians of what we create. We could choose how the mad god's story might end or begin anew, a cycle vast and endless in scope. When the ritual ended and silence returned to the stone chamber, the world appeared anew, vibrant, with potential paths, unseen. I had glimpsed the vastness of what lay beyond madness, the architect of chaos becoming a whisper, now drawing me further into an unfolding cosmic odyssey where choices wove tapestries unseen. I stepped from the enclave back into the city's labyrinth, ready to face the shadows that whispered of futures yet untold, and a mad god's voice murmuring across the corridors of fate. The Reluctant Champion's Odyssey. With the architect's wisdom etched into my soul, we departed the city woven in shadows, our path now illuminated by the flickering embers of newfound understanding. My companion and I journeyed anew across verdant landscapes, carpeted with the whispers of ancient secrets and unspoken vows. The burden upon my shoulders had shifted from one of survival to a pilgrimage, where the line between bearer and guide blurred through the relentless tide of destiny. The winds that caressed these lands whispered of unrest, their intangible fingers tracing the edges of prophecy yet unfulfilled. As the days folded into nights, I found myself dwelling upon the choices set before me, the relentless inquiry echoing whether I was master of my fate or merely a pawn upon the board of celestial intrigue. Our journey led us to a kingdom renowned for its enduring resilience, its people scarred by the passage of many conquerors, yet unyielding against the turning tide of overlords. It was here we sought respite, a brief sanctuary within the castle's imposing walls, fortified against both siege and despair. The king, a man of stoic countenance and burning resolution, offered us shelter, captivated by the vague shadows of destiny flickering about our frames. Within those grand halls, I was consumed by the tales of chivalry and valor, shared oaths in the castle's great hall. The memories of warriors who had borne swords for a realm most beloved became as vivid and haunting as the whispers themselves. With each spoken word and solemn vow, I felt the weight of my own journey grow entwined with the collective history of legends long past. Yet the shadows of the mad god chose no time to rest their tendrils, stretched across the land seeking the relics with unquenchable hunger. In the dead of night, a dream as vivid as it was terrible descended upon me. I beheld the mad god towering over realms dissolving into ruin, a blend of chaos and despair etched in every shadow-filled crevice. Awakening with a jolt, breathless and chilled as if the walls had closed in around me, I knew my time to linger in the castle had come to an end. The choice was at the foreshelter, and the safety of stone walls or the vast horizon calling with the force of destiny unmet. Gathered before daybreak, we prepared to depart the castle's sanctuary. The king, his gaze reflecting the steel of resolve, offered me a blade, a weapon, forged in ancient fires, tempered by repeated justice, a symbol of kinship and allegiance esteemed across the ages. As dawn's light crowned the horizon, we set forth, leaving behind the echoes of stories woven into stone. A reluctant champion fraught with purpose and burden, I carried with me the whispers growing stronger with each step, guiding us toward the places where fates collided. Every path ahead required strength, born not from valor alone, but from the acceptance of chaos as a seam of creation. It demanded the balance of divine madness within a mortal frame, against the backdrop of a world yearning to breathe free of tyrant gods' rule. Our quest intertwined now with the people we encountered as one echoing each step, with a realization that I bore not just relics or whispered destinies, but the hopes of many, the willing thread of a future born anew, should I find the way. The Odyssey continued, ever testing the limits of creed and resolve, in a world ripe with possibility and fraught with shadows of what may come. And at its heart, a silent prayer lingered, that the song of stars guiding my journey would one day find harmony with the whispers I had pledged to bear until the mad god's final breath. The shattering of celestial bonds. Beyond the kingdom of resilient stone, our path wound through landscapes marked by both beauty and ruin. The air shimmered with a tangible tension, as if all of creation paused in anticipation of what was to unfold. With each step, my heart beat in time with the whispers which seemed to grow louder as we approached the edges of the world known and the precipice of the unknown. The road then led us to an ancient forest where towering trees stretched toward the heavens, their roots entwined with the magic of eras long past. Here the air was thick with the scent of earth and mystery, as if the very ground hummed with life untold, reaching deep into the earth's memory. It was here the whispers directed us, drawing us toward the core of creation, where another piece of the divine relic lay hidden beneath the canopy's embrace. We delved into the forest, guided by starlight and instinct, until we reached a grove unlike any other. At its heart stood a monolithic stone altar, carved with symbols of celestial dances and cosmic scales. The relic rested upon it, a shard of creation itself, pulsating softly in the dim half-light as though acknowledging its kinship with the heavens. Yet as we approached the relic, shadows stirred around us, swirling into form with a malice I had come to recognize as the mark of the mad god's influence. They were wraiths born of chaos, remnants of shattered stars, and malignant intent bent on destruction, imbued with whispers dark and twisted. In the clearing, surrounded by the living echoes of forgotten realms, battle erupted in a flurry of ethereal energy and mortal will. Every swing of my sword was guided by the silent chorus of whispers, urging me to find balance amidst the chaos, seeming to illuminate pathways best unseen. Even as shadows sought to overwhelm us, a new strength born of clarity surged through me, not just for survival, but for the preservation of what could be. In that moment of confrontation, the boundaries of self and God blurred, becoming less a struggle against the madness and more a melding of purpose with possibility. Bound by the whispers and relics kin, I understood in a vivid realization the mad god's madness was not merely chaos, it was a reflection of imbalance, a testament to celestial bonds strained beyond their design. The choice of rebirth or ruin lay before us, weeping beneath the stars so ancient and indifferent. With each wave of power drawn through the relic, light met shadow, unifying into a single harmonious accorda melody of creation, rewriting itself, a testament to what we could become together. In that moment, the remnants of shadow faltered and vanished, rent asunder by the light of truths found. As the last whispers of battle faded into the forest's quiet embrace, the relic gleamed with renewed purpose. It was a symbol of our journey and the strength of our resolve, born of choices made beyond the scope of mortals or divine, endlessly intertwined. With the relic secured, balance restored within its celestial dance, we emerged from the forest transformed. Our souls carried the indelible mark of the divine Sibyl, entwined with destiny and chaos, resplendent and whole. The road ahead was still uncertain, marked by countless horizons and challenges yet to be met. But as we ventured forward, the whispers within were no longer a burden, but a tapestry, woven with potential, revealing pathways where the bonds between realms might forever be reimagined. We continued our odyssey, nourished by the knowledge that each step forged into the world before us held the promise of a rebirth so wondrous and profound, a dream shared by gods and mortals alike, in a dance unending beneath the watchful gaze of stars reborn. Revelations in the Veil of Madness. Our journey took us ever closer to the heart of the unraveling threads where the world trembled on the brink of transformation. Each day brought us nearer to a place where reality and dreams merged into something only whispered about in the tales of old. It was a landscape imbued with awe and trepidation, a realm where the boundaries of existence flickered like candle flames caught in an unpredictable wind. The whispers, now a constant symphony in my mind, led us to the foot of a mountain, ominous and ancient, its peak lost in the clouds that swirled above like ethereal currents of forgotten knowledge. It was here the final piece of the divine relic was said to rest, a fragment of the mad god's essence woven into the fabric of the world itself. Together, my companion and I began to ascend the mountain, its paths twisting and perilous, as if testing our resolve to ascend beyond mortal planes of understanding. The air crackled with energy, unseen forces converging upon us, as though aware of our quest and the destiny we carried. Higher we climbed, where the very air was thinner, and the songs of the winds were a chorus of memory and possibility. Each step felt as though it drew us further from our earthly tether and deeper into the veil of madness itself. It was as at the peak where reality gave way between shadow and light we beheld the final relic. There stood a being, not man nor beast, a figure crowned with the stars, who seemed both guardian and prisoner of this sacred place. It was the mad god, or what remained of him, a remnant both noble and broken, as if the very cosmos wept for his fall. In the presence of this divine specter, I felt the full force of the whisper's surge, a cacophony of emotion and revelation. The mad god's eyes met mine, an infinite pool of sorrow and enlightenment, where madness was not solely chaos, but an attempt to reshape what had once been lost. The final relic lay at his feet, a crystal woven from starlight and shadow, radiant and inscrutable. Its power called to me, completing the tapestry of whispers laced within my soul. To take it was to embrace the mantle of a god, or to risk succumbing to the spiral of madness it could unleash. In that moment of choice, the light around us shifted. I understood the mad god's true nature and embodiment of every choice, untethered from balance, every tear in the weave of creation yearning to heal. He was not simply foe, but a reflection of what we might all become should imbalance reign unchecked. With decision unwavering, I reached for the relic, not to conquer the divine, but to unite it within the harmony we had forged throughout our journey. The whispers blended within a single harmonious note, as if the universe itself paused to bear witness. The moment my fingers closed around the relic, light erupted in a kaleidoscope of creation and destruction. The mad god, understanding my intent, nodded, once his form dissolving into stardust upon the winds, a benediction, a warning, and a celebration of what we had overcome. In the wake of the storm stood I, no longer merely a vessel nor slave to chaos, but something new, a guardian of balance, a reclaimer of dreams lost to shadow. The whispers became a gentle hum, reminiscent of stars singing from eons afar, guiding my next steps. Descending from that sacred place, a new dawn stretched before us, a horizon unbound by the edges of what once was. We carried not relics nor burdens, but the spark of endless possibilities, emboldening each step as we wove the tapestry, righteous and whole. The veil of madness, once a shroud, transformed into a cloak of revelations, casting light upon every shadowed path and pledge toward a future untamed and limitless beneath the canopy of the awakening sky. The balance of worlds unveiled, descending the mountain, bathed in the newfound light of understanding. The world felt ripe with possibilities, vast and uncharted. Our journey had taken us through darkness into the core of cosmic truths, where the line between madness and divinity became clear. It was here, within the echoes of that ascent, we knew our quest was nearing its true purpose. The world around us responded to the echoes of our newfound balance. The skies shimmered with the gentle glow of potential, and the ground seemed to hum with life beneath our feet. Our presence was like the coming of spring in a land long cloaked by winter, an awakening stirred by the chorus of stars that had borne witness to the harmony we had forged. Our destination called with quiet insistence, a convergence point where mortal realms and celestial forces intertwined, forever altered by the tides of the mad god's influence. It was in a valley cradled between mountain and sea, where the threads of destiny were said to be woven anew, where ancient powers awaited to be aligned and renewed. As we approached the valley, each step resonated with purpose and certainty that could only be granted by the divine communion we carried within. The whispers, now woven seamlessly with my own thoughts, tugged at the edges of comprehension, guiding us with a whisper of gentle insistence toward a gathering of centuries-old stone spillers of a bygone era of faith and dreams. In the center of those stones, a circle etched with runes of power, dormant yet brimming with expectation, awaited. It was a nexus, a place where the celestial and the terrestrial converged, binding them through the pursuit of equilibrium. Here our journey would culminate in a ritual as old as time itself, a dance orchestrated by the hands of fate across the realms. My companion and I stood within the circle, feeling the energy pulse beneath like the heartbeat of worlds beyond sight. As the final relic was placed at the center, reality began to shimmer around us, blending boundaries until time seemed to expand and contract with the grace of the cosmic winds. In that sacred circle, I could feel the presence of souls yet unseen, those who had once sought the balance, now held in my hands, a chorus of hopes and dreams from every corner of existence. The power surged through us, binding together mortal and divine in a harmonious symphony of creation known only in the whispered language of the stars. In reverence, we spoke words older than time, invoking the balance within, calling forth the forces that had once cast the mad god into despair, aligning them within the sphere of a brighter future woven by mortal hands. The ground trembled, and the air was filled with light and shadow, wrapped in a celestial embrace. And in that moment, the last of the mad gods, chaos, relinquished its hold over the realms, transformed by a choice to unite what had been and what would be. The whispers within me resolved into a melody, pure and unfettered promise, abundant for a world nestled between night and dawn. As the energies settled and the circle returned to quiet, my companion and I stood aware we had become more than mere travelers of destiny. We were guardians in a universe reborn, holding the remnants of a mad god's story, not as a threat, but as a testament to the enduring struggle toward balance in the universe's grand cosmic odyssey. The valley soon quieted, but the world around thrummed with a living pulse of potential, and peace, a reflection of balanced realms under the vigilant gaze of stars forever shining above. Our odyssey revealed a truth indelible and profound, that change need not breed madness, but promise a future where gods and mortals could dream as one. As we prepared to depart, a new journey unfolded, not merely of worlds to save, but of endless wonders to explore, a journey where every whisper bore the weight of creation's tender possibilities beneath the tapestry of eternity, unveiled and boundless.